Hi everyone, it's Kireth here with another lap guide for Daily Race C in GT Sport, helping you get faster in the GT Sport online mode. Now we did a 1:46.6 lap time here, which at the moment is good enough for the top 100. It's a good base, I think, to build on for the week. And if you're looking how to get into the 1:46s but you can't quite work it out, I've got a few really key tips for you here that should really help. I was struggling at this combo, it's a very tricky combo, but actually by using a few tips and techniques I've been able to get that lap time down. And we're going to start off here at turn 1, and the most important thing is to not approach this as you do in the Group 3s or the Group 4 cars, where you're going to be braking around that path just before the 50-metre board. In the Group 2s, you want to be barrelling in at full throttle. So have a look at my throttle on the right hand side. We're going to be getting full throttle and only braking as we approach the curb on the right hand side. So there we go, going in very deep there. You'll be saving a lot of time if you do that rather than braking early. And we get through there, hugging the apex on the right side. We're going to go into the S's now. Now the key to the S's is completely slow in, fast out. If you overcook it into any of these S's, it's going to compromise your time into the next part of the complex, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So you've got to kind of take it easy here actually. So have a look at how much time I spend off the throttle. So we're off the throttle here, off the throttle again, just kind of keeping a tight line. Off the throttle here. Now we're going to use a bit of brake for the first time here. Off the throttle again, trying to apex late, and we end up on the outside of the track there. That is a crucial bit. If you're not finishing the S on the right side of the track, then you're doing something wrong. So try and work backwards and finish up on the outside of the track. Now we're going into the Degners now. Degner 1 first of all, and again in the Group 2s you want to be braking a lot later. In the Group 3s or the Group 4s you might be braking a little bit before that 50. In the Group 2s you want to be barreling in and trying to cut the corner as much as possible. The track limits are quite generous here. You can get a track limits penalty, but there's a lot to work with. So we'll have a look how much corner I take, quite a bit. And again, Degner 2, going down the gear, second gear, and getting on the power really, really early and just using the oversteer to help us get around the corner. Now we're going into the hairpin here, and it's a very tricky corner, a corner where you can deceptively lose a lot of time. You don't want to brake too early here. You want to go fairly deep into the corner and get your rotation done. If you go in too early on the brakes, you're going to get your rotation done too early. So you want to time it perfectly. Let's have a look here and see where I apex on the left hand side. So I'm just touching the curb ever so slightly and getting on the power early. If you brake too early, you'll end up getting all over that grass. It's a bit of a mess. So you want to get that timing right. It's a tricky one to explain, but you'll work it out once you experiment on the brakes. Don't go too deep, don't go too early. Goldilocks corner, just get it just right. Now here, in the Group 3s and Group 4s, again, you're braking around the path, and Spoon is a very tricky corner. It's a tricky corner in whatever you're driving. It's probably my worst corner at this track. But in the Group 2s, I'm going to be braking between the path and that green bit of AstroTurf around the 50 mark, going down a couple of gears and getting on the throttle as we go around the left-hand corner. So you see here, on the throttle, max throttle for a bit, and then we're going down the third gear and hugging the apex there. So that's a key part of that corner. You want to be getting on the throttle midway through. I know in the Group 3s and Group 4s, sometimes you just coast it around, basically, because you can't get enough rotation. But the Group 2s have a lot more downforce. So again, if you're not coming on the throttle there, you're going to suffer. It's going to be fully flat here through 130R, no hassle, and then we're going to go into the tricky part just before the end of the lap where dreams are broken often. So again, you want to be braking here before the 100 board. I actually brake quite a bit before. The key thing here is to go down to second gear. Don't go down to first gear here, you'll get too much wheel spin. So we're going to go down to second gear. We're not going to cut the first part of the corner a lot, but we're going to massively cut the second part because that will mean we can straight line the exit. Let's have a look now. So I brake quite early here, some drivers brake later. We're going to cut that part a little bit, but we're going to cut this bit a lot, and that means that we can get on the power early and we're not having to worry to avoid that curb on the right hand side. So that's going to bring an end to this lap. It was a 1:46.6. It's quite a way behind my optimal, but it's a tricky combination this. I hope that helped. Please let me know in the comments if you've got any more questions about the lap or how to get faster on a circuit. Do check out any other lap guys I've got on the channel or join us on the live stream, but great to have you. Feel free to like, subscribe, do all of that jazz. But until the next live stream or quali guide or whatever we do, have a very good day and see you next time.